And welcome to PlayOnSports.com. I am Jason Phillips alongside my partner Mark Espinoza, and we are here in Clovis, California at the Clovis High School campus to witness the Central Section's Division I boys volleyball final between the number 1 seed Clovis Cougars and the number 2 seed Buchanan Bears. Clovis comes in at a record of 33-6, Buchanan 24-9, both 9-1. They both captured a share of the track this year, as they were the track's 2 best teams. And Mark, Clovis, the number 1 seed, coming here looking to dethrone the Buchanan Bears, who have won back-to-back titles. Coach Richard Lake in his 17th year. They have a couple of big-name players. Mark, tell us about a little bit about this Clovis offense and what they're going to look to do tonight.
Jason, we have a tremendous team here in the Cougars. Number 1 ranked, as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast. They are the number 1 ranked team in boys volleyball in the Central Section, led by Coach Richard Lake. And they have a really good quick-hitting offense led by the outside hitter, Rohit Paul, a 6'3 junior, who also is the section's most powerful outside hitter. And these two teams have quite a history. And some of the other players on the Clovis squad that Bear mentioned is Ridge Riley, and the other outside hitter, he's a 6-foot senior. And also we have Gura Lee, sophomore, 5'3 sophomore, also leads that high-powered Cougar offense. And they did tie Buchanan for the number 1 ranked leader in the Tri-River Athletic Conference at 9-1.
That's right, Clovis, since the beginning of April, they have only lost 3 matches, 2 of those to Deer Valley out of Antioch, and 1 of those to Buchanan. So they have been on fire as of late. Mark, the Buchanan Bears head coach John Jay looking for the three-peat. And keep in mind, both these teams very junior loaded. This rivalry will be back next year. A win here today for Jay, Mark. Buchanan has a chance to four-peat come next year, as both of these coaches expect both of these teams to possibly be in this situation for next year. Mark, Buchanan, their last defeat was April 20th against San Marcos out of Santa Barbara. 8 consecutive wins, and this balanced offense. Tell us a little about the star player for Buchanan and what he's been dealing with.
And one of their last victories was against this Clovis Cougar team as they beat them 3-0 on their home court. And that's one of the incentives for this Buchanan squad, the two-time defending Central Section champion of boys volleyball. And they're led by Lake Merchant, who, by the way, is coming off that ankle injury that he sustained in their last meeting between the two squads, an ankle injury that he's been really hurting from since that April 30 contest, which, by the way, Buchanan won. So he's coming off the injury, but he is someone to watch for that Bears team. Also, Aaron Samarin, a 5'10 junior. He's also one of the leaders and a captain of this Bears squad. And also Brian Sales, the 6'2 senior, is another leader of this Buchanan squad, which was overall 24-9 in the Central Section, and no doubt will want to continue their dominance as the defending Central Section champions.
Folks, we're about a minute 45 away from first serve as we look to get going here from Clovis High. We will take a quick break, and we will be right back here in just a few minutes with the tip-off. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. This is Play on Sports with PlayOnSports.com. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone, to PlayOnSports.com. Alongside my partner, Mark Espinoza, I am Jason Phillips, bringing you all the action here on PlayOnSports.com. And we are live, folks. We are live from the Clovis Gym here at Clovis High campus in Clovis, California. And, Mark, we are just set to go. Player introductions were just done. The intensity level in this building is something else. The anticipation. No one can wait for this, Mark.
Jason, there's no surprises here in this gym tonight. Both teams have a long history going against each other, with both teams trading wins on each other's court. And tonight's going to be no different. Another intense rivalry will be renewed, and this will be for the Central Section Volleyball Championship.
We've got Buchanan baseball players, cheerleaders, friends, family, their sides packed. Clovis High has filled this gym. And it is loud, and it should be a fun one tonight. Buchanan, a staple of perfection here in boys volleyball in the community. Clovis hasn't been here since back-to-back 05-06 wins, and they are looking to get off on the right foot here. Both of these teams traded wins at each other's place during the season. That might give a leg up to Buchanan. But juniors, Rohit Paul, Jacob Shelton for Clovis, they'll look to answer that. We are just about set to go. Buchanan will first serve. This will be Alex Wood for Buchanan to get us going. Excuse me, that was Aaron Samarin. Apologies. Clovis first attack, Rohit Paul. And a good block by the tandem of Lucas Ochino and Jacob Shelton to get Clovis on the board.
What a great way to start defensively for the Cougars, with Jacob Shelton going high for that block.
Clovis on the serve. And it is in play. Point for Buchanan.
Gannon Castle putting that shot in on the court for the first point for Buchanan.
We are leveled here at one. Mitchell Sales on the serve. Controlled by Jer Lee. Blocked by Buchanan. Stuck alive for Clovis. Rohit Paul from the outside. Blocked! And it's Gannon Castle again.
And the last 2 points have been well defended on the Buchanan side at the net.
Castle well above 6'4", using every bit of inches on that one. Lucas Ochino with a nice left hand, Mark.
Ochino living up to his top billing as one of the top players in the Central Section with that shot.
Jer Lee will serve it. Back and forth we go here, Clovis. That serve is long. Point to Buchanan. And Buchanan's up with an early 3-2 lead.
Jason, not only do we have the two teams with a long history of being number 1 and 2 in the Central Section, but we also have two Clovis schools, so the intense rivalry is full-blown here at Cougar Gym.
Rohit Paul goes long, and point for Buchanan. Nope, that was in, they say. Point goes to Clovis, tied at 3. Buchanan celebrated as if it was theirs. Rohit Paul gets his first kill. That one just made it inside the line. And Ochino to serve. Set by Brian Sales. Sit over, set up for Clovis. Blocked by Castle!
Gannon Castle once again with a block. The 6'5" senior showing the experience that he has playing for the Bears program in this championship match.
You're right, Mark. Senior Gannon Castle showing why Buchanan has been good for the last couple years. Alex Wood with the serve. Set by Lee. Here comes Paul from the outside. Blocked again. The team of Arnold and Lake Merchant stopped to give Buchanan a point and a 5-3 lead. Wood again on the serve. Paul. Excuse me, that was not Paul. Alejandro Solano with a nifty touch.
And just out out of the stretch of Jason Wood or Alex Wood's hands, trying to dig that out, but that was a good shot by Clovis.
Here comes Paul on the serve, dug out by Samarin. And there's David Weichman, the junior. Points aplenty here in the early going.
So the defending champion Bears hold an early 2-point lead in this first set. Both student bodies, Clovis and Buchanan, still not sitting down, standing up, I apparently think, for the entire match.
Weichman gets the point and then serves. Set up now. Here's from the outside. Saved by Paul. Lee sets it. Here comes Solano. Saved by Samarin. Hits the ceiling. Ball still in play. Nice block from Clovis.
Nice rally.
Here comes Merchant. And Merchant gets the kill. In between Solano and Myers. Buchanan up 3.
And so far, Jason, Buchanan seems to have the early adrenaline flowing as they are on every play showing great enthusiasm as the defending champion.
Served by Weichman again. Lee sets it. Solano. And that's going to be a point for Clovis. That goes off of Weichman.
And that shot by Ridge Riley for Clovis.
Ridge Riley, excuse me. You're right, Mark.
6-foot senior playing in probably his final match for the Cougar program.
This will be junior Cody Drake. The serve for Clovis. High serve. Over the net. Good dig out by Merchant. Arnold into his own net. Point for Clovis. And the student section enjoys that one. Drake will continue the serve. Samarin, Weichman, Merchant all along the back line. That'll be Samarin. Set up by Weichman. And the outside. And it is good. Lake Merchant on the kill.
Lake Merchant coming off that ankle injury that we touched on at the beginning of the broadcast, Jason. Now, it looks like he doesn't have any ill effects from that ankle injury a couple of weeks ago.
Not at all, Mark. He looks pretty good to go tonight. Serve now for the Bears. It'll be Merchant. He's got the ankle taped up pretty good. Looks like the left ankle, Mark. It looks okay on it. Set up by Ochino. And a touch. A nice touch over the net by Shelton, but it is blocked by Buchanan.
And so far, Justin Everett and Wesley Arnold defending their net with great defensive abilities. They're holding down the net.
That's right, junior Justin Everett, number 3. You'll see him 6'9" basketball player. As that serve by Merchant goes right into the net. Point for Clovis. Senior Willie Glenn. Serve off. Buchanan up 2. And that one's into the net. Point for Buchanan, 10-7 now the lead.
Yeah, and they've known each other so well, these two teams. And Jason, I think that the one that makes the fewer mistakes on the serves and at the net will prevail, although both teams are evenly matched.
Here's Samarin over the net. Dug out, set by Ochino. Back over to Riley, and that's blocked. There was no way that ball was getting over the net. Castle, Everett, Van Loon, all over 6'3". Good job, Buchanan. Samarin again for the serve. Dug out by Lee. Set up by Ochino. Rohit Paul. Well, that's dug out by Weichman. Samarin sets. Buchanan, a little nifty one over the net. Set up.
Oh, great shot. Great shot.
Jacob Shelton strikes again.
Shelton showing why he is 6'5" and holds the dominant defensive position at the center net.
Off the hands of Castle. But it finds the floor for the point, and that one long. And Buchanan up to an early 12-8 lead. It is the size of Buchanan at the net causing trouble for Clovis. Brian Salas gets it over. Here comes Shelton again for the kill.
Shelton having a big first set so far, Jason.
Indeed he is, Mark. Clovis needs him right now, down 3. If you're not aware of the format, it is the first of 3 games of a 25 points match, needing to win by 2. First team to 25. Should we need a 5th tiebreaker, it will be to 15. That ball off the ceiling. Rohit Paul just sends it over. Dug out by Merchant. Weichman.
Oh, great block at the net by the Cougars.
Castle again. This time finds the floor.
And just tremendous enthusiasm by the Bears. They are really pumped up. There's no doubt about that.
This is the Glenn Castle show early on, and he is fired up, letting everyone know about it. Sojin Kim with the serve. Set up by Lee. Over to Rohit Paul from the corner. Off Castle and Weichman. Point for the Cougars. And Ochino with the serve. And that goes off Samarin. And that is point for Clovis. Samarin wasn't sure if he wanted to let it go or dig it out.
Yeah, that's, you might want to say, an unforced error. I don't know what he was thinking, but I guess he was trying to play the odds on that one.
Absolutely. Both teams in this quick-hitting offense. We've got a 13-11 ball game. Samarin dug out. Weichman over to Merchant. And Merchant kept alive by Brian Salas, but the Clovis Cougars will get the point anyway. Merchant had no chance with 2 Cougars at the net. Kept alive by Brian Salas, but the Cougars blocked it again. 13-12, they have closed within 1. Ochino on the serve. Weichman will set it for Merchant. Outside, blocked again. And it is point Clovis.
And now the Buchanan lead has evaporated, and Clovis now has tied this first set up.
And a quick little run by the Cougars.
The Bears with the early adrenaline, but that only lasts for so long, Jason.
Absolutely. Ridge Riley on those last couple balls at the net proving big. And here's Ochino. Brian Salas will dig it out. But no one's there, and the Cougars have their first lead of the ball game, Mark. And we are going to have a timeout for Buchanan.
You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the one tonight, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBE.
Well, I talked to Richard Lake, coach of the Cougars, before the game. He said that Riley and Lee, their ball handling allowed this offense to work. And that seems to be the case in that little run right there. A lot of great defense, good digs, finding the outside hitters, setting them up in good placement, and a couple of unforced errors by Buchanan. And that's giving Clovis their first lead of this one.
Now you wonder, Jason, with all the enthusiasm from the crowd, how much does that play a part in the players being able to communicate on the court? Maybe in a couple of those unforced errors, trying to listen to each other and communicate was a little difficult at times.
Absolutely. Weichman tries to go over the net, but it's blocked. Alejandro Solano. And Clovis continues the run. And you're right, Mark. The adrenaline gets a player, going in the first few moments of the game. But then once that settles down, talent and focus takes over. Salas digs it out. It'll be Merchant. And he gets it aside of Solano, who's an opposing force at the net. Lee can't handle it, and Buchanan finally it puts an end to that little Clovis run. Boy, what an exciting first few minutes of action here. And that'll be a serve by Alex Wood. Ochino over to Solano, kept alive by Weichman. And Solano again. Solano is a brick wall at the net, Mark.
Rudy Paul and Alejandro Solano teaming up to show their presence at the net. And they continue to
Remarkable defense by the Cougars here in the last few minutes. And that was dug out over the net. That gave the Cougars an edge. Buchanan wants an error. They're not going to get it. And Clovis has now run up a 3-point lead.
So we've had a two-sided set here, Jason, where Buchanan came out with all the enthusiasm and adrenaline. Now Clovis beginning to show a little more balance on offense.
Hall on the serve, dug out by Kim. Weichman over to Merchant. Merchant, little touch, gets it over, but dug out well by Ochino. This will be set up for Solano, and that is going to be point to Clovis. As a double hit error on Buchanan. 18-14. As Paul gets us going again. Samarin digs it out. Weichman, quick hand, left hand, gets it point for the Buchanan Bears. It almost seems like Weichman can get that off whenever he wants. He's done that earlier in this game. Cuts the deficit to 3. And Weichman will get his own serve now. Weichman into the net.
Another unforced error by Buchanan.
And Clovis 6 points away from capturing the first set. As Cody Drake gets ready to take on the serve. 4 men back deep for the Bears. High serve. Ball is long. Point to Buchanan.
Coach John Jay coming onto the court, kind of keep the enthusiasm up for the Bears. Seem to have lost a little bit of their mojo, but still keeping it very close here in the first set.
You're right, Jay drawing instructions. Merchant to Lee, set by Ochino, and that's Shelton. Digs it up high. This will be Solano. Saved by Samarin by one arm. Here comes Everett. And it's not dug out. Justin Everett, point to Buchanan.
Justin Everett, one of the smallest players on the court at 5'5", gets it in there.
Great dig out by Samarin. That'll go unnoticed. Left-handed, kept that alive. Ochino now over to Ridge Riley.
Great dig.
And another great dig by Samarin. This one's Shelton. Weichman. Van Loon. Weichman will send it over. Great action here. Ochino, another set. Shelton. And another dig by Weichman. Paul. Shelton.
What a rally.
And another dig. 3 straight digs out by the Bears. Everett can't get it over. Neither team willing to give an inch. But the Clovis Cougars prevail, and they're the first to 20, but it's the first to 25 that matters. This is Willie Glenn. Samarin the dig, set. Here comes Everett, left side. Blocked, and not dug out. Jacob Shelton gets credit for that block.
Showing great balance. The Cougars are beginning to take control of this set.
And you could feel it amongst the Clovis sideline, Mark. Glenn the serve. Dug out by Merchant. Set Weichman. Good set backwards, and it's blocked off the Clovis Cougars. Shelton, and it goes wide, point to Buchanan.
And Van Loon showing some power on that kill shot that Buchanan had actually shown in the early part of the set, but lately it's been Clovis been showing a lot more unity on teamwork.
Another unforced error on the Buchanan serve. And that creeps Clovis ever so closely. Ridge Riley will now have the serve. Clovis 3 points away from taking set 1. Serve is up. Samarin digs. Weichman. And it'll be, looks like Van Loon, and he gets it over. Nice touch. 22-19 is our score. So much size around the net. It comes down to creativity of how you can get the ball over the length. And Rohi,
great block.
Sends a cannonball over the net, but blocked. Castle again. Everett
There's Everett.
Time. Blocked by Shelton. It's a block party here at the Clovis gym.
Ochino and Shelton teaming up once again to block that shot.
Clovis High 2 points away. Little sophomore Lee with the serve. That one just long. Point to Buchanan. Sojin Kim, the junior. Ready for the serve. This one dug out by Lee. Ochino to Paul. Paul blocked by Weichman. Paul this time adds a little touch, but too long. Point to Buchanan. 23-21.
And now it really gets interesting, Jason. A 2-point advantage for Clovis. And now there's a timeout.
We're going to have a timeout. Looks like Clovis this time.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. And you can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube and youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com.
You're right, Mark. You touched on it earlier in the program that it was a tale of two halves. Clovis surviving the momentum run by Buchanan early on, and now it has been mostly Clovis here since it was a 13-8 Buchanan lead. It has been all Clovis since that point.
In the early part of the set, Jason, you had Buchanan dominating the center net play with their defense, but then as the set wore on, it seemed to Clovis began to counter that with their own defensive play at the net. And that's been the difference so far, and the plus the fact that Buchanan has committed a few unforced errors.
Thank you again for joining us, folks, live here from Clovis. I am Jason Phillips alongside Mark Espinoza. This is Play on Sports.
Great dig.
That one over the net, dug out by Brian Sales. Ochino. And that is going to be Alejandro Solano. 1 point away for Clovis, and the fans come to their feet.
And by the way, both student bodies for Buchanan and Clovis still haven't sat down here, and they look like they're intent to stand up the whole way, Jason.
You're right, Mark. On their feet the whole time. Weichman, Castle. Nice little touch off the right hand, but dug out. This will be Rohit Paul. Too long. Point to Buchanan. 24-22 now.
I sense an epic match here tonight, Jason. Only a 2-point difference here in the very first set. Back and forth.
I think we are in store for a good one. Alex Wood on the serve. Just clears the net. Ochino backwards to Paul. Middle of the floor. No one's there. Clovis has set one. 25-22. And that puts the defending champs on their heels just a little bit. What an exciting first set here in Clovis High, as Clovis High takes the first one 25-22. Teams will switch sides. We will take a short commercial break. Folks, don't go anywhere. This is Play on Sports here on PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clovis Gym here at Clovis High in Clovis, California, where we just witnessed Clovis taking set one, 25-22, and they are up one in the first of three battle here in the boys Division I Central Section title. And
Jason, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting if Buchanan's coach John Jay will make any adjustments to the number of forced errors that they had in the latter part of that first set, and also the countering that the Clovis coach Richard Lake has been doing as a method to go against the Buchanan offense at the net. He's done a good job of countering that. That was evident in the first part of that set.
Yeah, we had an exciting first game here that has lived up to the billing of this matchup. I think it is both what everybody here in the gym had in store, thought it was going to be. Riley gets the serve underway to start set two, as it dug out well by Ochino for Clovis. Rohit Paul, and that is blocked. Weichman pushes Wesley Arnold out of the way, and Clovis will take the first point of this set. Riley gets it going, and that one wide, and Buchanan will tie it up at one. Mark, much of that first half was really both teams feeling each other out size-wise, how it's going to be at the net, and I think as Rohit Paul slams a kill there for Clovis, I think a lot of it's going to be each team is finding out creativity, how they're going to get points, how they're going to set up the back end of their defenses, and I think both teams really did a much better job of that late in that first game. As Wesley Arnold gets it over the net, dug out. Solano gets it over. Ochino, second hit. That one has to just get over. And Willie Glenn off his hand, point to Buchanan.
And what's also important, too, I think, Jason, is, too, the rhythm that Clovis had established later on in that set. And it's going to be important for Buchanan now in this first part of the second set to regain the momentum they had in the first part of that first set if they're to make a continued run in going for their third straight Central Section Championship.
Merchant on the serve. It was Ochino on the kill, but dug out nicely and blocked at the net by Wesley Arnold. And Buchanan takes the lead.
6'3" junior has come into his own his junior year and is now a focal point of that Buchanan defense.
And we've got the officials huddling up. They may take that point off the board. And it looks as if they will give the point to Buchanan. So after the discussion, point stands, Buchanan 3, Clovis 2. The side official rushed in to wave it off, but the head judge said that it will stand. Richard Lake wants an explanation as he gets it from the side judge. We are good to go. Lake Merchant will get us going. Serve into the net, and another one of those unforced errors. And Clovis has now tied it up. Junior setter Lucas Ochino on the serve from way behind the line. Set up by Weichman. Arnold over, and it not handled very well by Connor Myers. And the Bears off to the lead again. Samarin with his high serve. Nice dig out of there by Rohit Paul.
Nice recovery there.
Ridge Riley sends it into the net. Point for Buchanan. They've opened up a 2-point lead.
Now it seems that Buchanan's kind of settled down now, a little more focused at the task at hand.
Samarin too long. His second one that's gone long today. Clovis will gladly take the point and the serve. This is Rohit Paul. Sends it right back into the net.
So both clubs now having a little problems with their serves. And in a close match like this, I would think that the serving is very important, especially if it comes down to the wire, Jason.
You know, and it's something coaches will look back on and say we could have gotten a point here or there. And it's off of things like that, Mark, as Alejandro Solano gets a point for the Cougars as it goes off the wall. At Buchanan, it's set up 6-5, Buchanan.
And now there's a little bit of a discussion here.
And we're going to have another discussion. This from the same side judge that just wanted to take the point away from Buchanan a few minutes ago.
And there is no instant replay, so they definitely have to talk this one over.
Yeah, it's something that Richard Lake wanted to point out to the judge. And now the head judge is having a talk with Rohit. Maybe want to cross the line. So now it'll be Cody Drake with the serve for Clovis. Another one of those high serves, just like Samarin. Weichman, left hand, and it is in. Point for Clovis.
That was a close one there.
That made it by a whisker, Mark. Tied up at 6. Drake will serve it again. And that one is in. Buchanan can't believe it.
Drake.
The corner official down here closest to us said that it was in. It is good.
That was pretty. Sorry.
7-6 now, the lead for Clovis. Off Drake's last ace. There he goes, over the net. Dug out by Sales, excuse me. Kim sends it over. Played easily by Clovis. This will be Riley. And a point for Buchanan. That looked legal to me. Clovis disputing it.
Now, there's a danger here. We've had several plays now here recently, Jason, where there's been a lot of discussion with the referee. So they need to somehow maintain control because it could get controversial if this keeps continuing.
Absolutely, especially with a crowd in a gym like this that's already loud and just waiting to get out of hand.
Yeah.
So point to Buchanan. Buchanan serve. Rohit Paul still arguing with the official. Ball was played by Clovis, and it was hit by a Buchanan defender over the net. Came back down to Clovis, and I think the official said that they double hitted it. Clovis arguing that a Buchanan player touched it, which it looked like to me it had happened. But to no avail. It'll remain Buchanan ball, still tied at 7. Now the Clovis baseball team has made their way into the gym to watch. Everybody's here for this one. Ochino, nice backwards set, but blocked well by Buchanan. This time it's Gannon Castle, but played well by Clovis. Dug out by Samarin, set by Weichman. Over to Merchant. Deflected off of Ochino and point to Buchanan.
So we have more of a methodical match here now. Both sides slowing down the tempo just a bit, and now it's becoming more of a strategic game.
Set over by Shelton. Glendon Castle blocked it, stayed alive. This time Ochino can't dig it out, and that's another point to Buchanan. Boy, a couple things there going Buchanan's way. Clovis sideline one in an error. Not going to get it. Kim sends the serve over. Lee controls it. Set by Ochino. Riley fires it for a point. 9-8, the Buchanan lead. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Compared to that first match, it was just nothing but point after point, quick action.
slowed down. The tempo slowed down a little bit. I think it would favor Clovis a little bit more because they showed a little more rhythm in that first set. Although Buchanan is showing a lot more firepower at the net as they do there.
Lake Merchant with the point off of Jacob Shelton. That was dug out well by Mitchell Sales, allowed Merchant to send it over, and it is now at 10-8. Buchanan lead as Alex Wood gets ready for the set. Serve, excuse me. Lee with the dig. Ochino the set. Over to Riley. Gets it through the wall. Dug out great by Kim. I don't know how he got it off the floor.
That was amazing.
And now Jacob Shelton with some touch. Saved by Wood. And there's Lake Merchant.
And it's the Bears' power game showing through here in the second set, Jason. Showing once again that dominance they had in the early part of the first set. Now they're reclaiming it at the net with that power defensive game.
How's that ankle feeling now, Mark? Lake Merchant showing no ill effect. Jacob Shelton answers. 11-9. Back and forth we go here in set 2. Boy, what a boring game this is, Mark. I tell you what. I'll put this right behind golf and ping pong somewhere. And Willie Glenn. I don't think that's how you teach it. Deflects it off his hand. Point to Buchanan. They've now opened up a 3-point advantage.
Yeah, Rich Riley had no chance there. Just a bullet that he couldn't handle and went out of bounds.
Weichman with the serve. Riley digs it out. Rohit Paul. Wesley Arnold says, not in my house. And the frustration setting in on Rohit Paul's face. He has not had a good afternoon from arguing with officials and having to serve it into the wall of Buchanan. Ochino sets Shelton.
Oh, great shot there.
Well, when one star's not working, one might well be, and that is Jacob Shelton.
And he does lead the match at this point.
Lee the serve. That one just inside. Buchanan let it go. It finds the floor. 13-11. Clovis cuts into that a little bit, and we are going to have a timeout. Rich Lake wants to talk it over.
Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Central Section Track and Field Finals tomorrow, Saturday, May 18th, starting at 4 p.m. And the coverage continues next week with coverage of the Section Softball and Baseball Championships Tuesday through Friday. Check the Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Central Section and beyond. The Spring Championships are here, only on PlayOnSports.com.
That's right, folks. This is PlayOnSports.com. Thank you for joining us here at the Clovis High Gym on the campus of Clovis High. I am Jason Phillips alongside Mark Espinoza. This has been a thriller so far up to this point. If you've just joined us late, Clovis did win the first set. We are in set 2. Clovis took the first one 25-22. Buchanan now leads this one 13-11, trying to answer back, get the equalizer, even this thing up, as Lee and the Cougars are set to serve this one away. Gets it over Samarin Diggs, set by Weichman. Over to Merchant, but dug out well by Willie Glenn. Riley's got to get it over. Buchanan now on the attack. Backwards it goes. Merchant. And that one's just a bit long. Point for Clovis. Boy, that one didn't miss by much, Mark. So Kim lets it go, and it falls in for a point. Bad decision.
And Gurley, it looks like he's the secret weapon for the Cougars team, getting those low-lying serves in.
Dig out by Samarin. That time is Wesley Arnold. And he's just a bit wide. So Clovis, after the timeout.
Up until that return, it looks like the Bears had trouble returning Gurley's serves. A little bit too low on that one. As opposed to the other people that have been serving, the other players, long toss high up in the air, and he's been more of a low ball, curve ball over the net.
Gurley digs that out. Ochino sets. Solano, a nice left hand, but Buchanan able to recover. This time So Kim gets it over, but dug out by Lee. Paul sets. Riley just a bit long. And point to Buchanan. And Merchant. Riley's got to dig it out off the side of the floor. Rohit Paul right into the wall. That is Van Loom. Colin Van Loom with the block. Another point for the Bears. Boy, Rohit Paul could not have a more frustrating day to start this final. Ochino sets. It'll be Paul again. Paul this time touch.
Oh.
And it's saved by Weichman. Stomach on the floor. Buchanan keeps it alive. Here's Van Loon. Paul blocks it.
Unbelievable.
Lee saves it.
Lee stretches it out.
The crowd loves it. Paul, another nice touch. Body's hitting the floor.
Oh!
Paul spikes it.
Rohit Paul.
Point to Clovis. They cut the lead by one, and that's the kind of a play, Mark, that could be a momentum changer. Fans love it. Body's hitting the floor. Raucous is the only word I can think to describe that last few seconds. Samarin digs out the save. Here comes Van Loon. Save, set, Paul.
Oh,
and
nice shot.
Finds the floor, deflected off of Weichman Van Loon combo. And we are now all tied at 16. Lucas Ochino set to serve it away. Samarin,
mishit there.
Not the best dig, but Buchanan unable to get it over the net. Point to Clovis.
That was a little bit of a case of trying to do too much.
Samarin wishes he could have that one back, I am sure. Ochino over the net. Proper dig by Samarin that time. Here comes Colin Van Loon. Blocked off the shoulder of Kim, and they're going to call that a foul. And that is a point to the Cougars.
So now Clovis, who won the first set, is now in the lead in this second set. Trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead over the defending champions.
Wesley Arnold sends it in, but dug out well by the Cougars. Set by Samarin. Weichman. Merchant the missile, but dug out by Riley. Riley's got to send it over. And Wesley Arnold puts it right into the net. And that was all Ridge Riley. Clovis now up 3. Boy, that was a missile from Wesley Arnold.
For all the power that Buchanan has defensively, Clovis has that finesse that seems to find the right spot on the court.
And Riley, another great dig. Here comes Paul, and deflected off of Arnold and Van Loon, and the Cougars.
Rohit Paul.
As the decimal meter in this gym continues to rise, Clovis now opens up a 4-point lead, 20-16. As Buchanan sets, here comes Kim. Into the net, off of Arnold, but that's going to be a foul. And 21-16, Clovis, the number 1 seed Cougars, inching closer to a huge hold on this Division I final. Arnold right into the wall. That is Connor Myers. And Buchanan will get the point. Myers could not block it properly.
I think Coach Richard Lake likes what he sees in his team. Showing a lot of enthusiasm, and they seem to have the upper hand in this match right now.
Samarin over the net, dug out by Lee. Ochino now will set it back to Paul, who only had Kim blocking him. I'd say Buchanan won that one. Weichman now over to Van Loon. As Riley and Ochino couldn't figure it out who could dig it out. Point to Buchanan, they're only down 3. And Paul saves it off the ceiling, and that's going to be point to Buchanan. That's about the 4th or 5th ball now we've seen hit the ceiling. And Buchanan with a late little run to get themselves back in by 2, Mark.
If you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight, tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
You know, when you're Rohit Paul and you're the best striker in this valley, so to speak, you know, your eyes got to light up when you only have one guy at the net blocking you instead of two. And he only had So Kim on that last point that got blocked. Ended up getting the point. And Buchanan ended up getting the point. That might be a huge swing if this set doesn't finish out in favor of Clovis.
Yeah, Buchanan desperately trying to even up this final at one set apiece. If they go down 2-0,
that'll be tough.
That could be the beginning of the end, but they're not the two-time defending champions for nothing. They have the heart of a champion and certainly will have to play like it in this final part of the second set.
True that, Mark. Save dug out by Weichman, but Rohit Paul will get credit for the point. 22 now to 19. Boy, Rohit Paul sends down some missiles from his wiry frame above that net. He will now serve it. Samarin digs it out. Weichman. And not a good set as it went over Castle in between Kim, and now Clovis 2 points away. All now on the serve. Buchanan lets it go. And it is point for Buchanan. Serve just wide.
And Rui Paul continues to show what a great athlete he is. The ability to serve without any returns on his serves. And then the fact that he can dominate the center line there.
Absolutely.
At the net.
Here's Solano right into the net. Point for Buchanan. That was a huge error on the part of Solano. 23-21. He would love to have that one back. Mitchell Sales sends it over. Dug out by Lee. Ochino sets it. Riley off the deflection. And they're going to give the point to Buchanan as it hit the bar on the net. And it is 23-22. Buchanan making this thing interesting, much like the first set. This one coming down to the wire.
Yeah, this is a really big set for Buchanan. They have to somehow turn things around here in the second set. If they go down 0-2 in this second set, then they're really going to have to have their backs against the wall and come out fighting in that third set.
And I'm sure that is what John Jay is talking to his kids right about now in the huddle. He knows these are a big few points coming up.
And then on the other side of the net, Clovis wants to turn that proverbial screw even more tighter on the defending champions. If they can get to the second set, then there's no room for error on Buchanan's part. They have to win all the sets.
And you just touched on it right there, Mark. No room for error for Buchanan right now. Mitchell Sales over the net. Riley digs, set. And then it goes into the net. Connor Myers. Riley now sends it over, but blocked. Weichman and Castle.
And can you believe it? It's all tied up, Jason, at 23.
Tied up. You know, when things have gone right for Buchanan, we've been naming Glenn Castle's name. Dug out by Lee. And here's Riley, but wide. Point to Buchanan, and they've taken the lead. First to 25, got to win by 2. Buchanan can take it with a point here, and the crowd senses it. Student section making some noise. Here comes Riley. Too long. Buchanan's got it, and the equalizer.
I can't believe what I just saw, Jason. You had Clovis on the verge of closing out the second set, taking a commanding lead in the Central Section final, and Buchanan turns the tide, getting some serves in with great defensive play at the net, and now they have evened up this final one set all.
I think if you're Clovis, I think you just realized you maybe let one slip through the fingers a little bit, but credit to Buchanan to fight back. I mean, they were down 22-18 at one point, and it was looking bleak. But nonetheless, credit to the Bears. We are tied at 1, folks, going to the third set. We are going to take a short break, and we will be right back for the third as teams switch sides. Thanks again for joining us. This is PlayOnSports.com. We will be right back.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com. We are live at the Clovis High Gym on the campus of Clovis High here in Clovis, California. I am Jason Phillips alongside my partner Mark Espinoza. We are just getting ready for the third set in this Division I final as we are split at 1 apiece as we just witnessed Buchanan coming back to steal that last set, Mark. And
Jason,
boy, what a doozy it was.
It was. That final couple plays in the second set was remarkable. Buchanan seizing the moment, knowing what was at stake if they went down 2 sets, and knowing that their claim on the championship was at stake. If they wanted to continue as Central Section champion, they needed to take that second set, and they did.
They are not the back-to-back defending champions for anything. They weren't going to give it up easy. And John Jay and his kids have done just that, tying this game up at 1.
And what was even more remarkable about that second set win by Buchanan, Jason, was the play of Rohit Paul for the Clovis Cougars. He was a one-man wrecking crew out there, both serving the ball and also playing at the net.
Paul has picked it up here in that second game. Buchanan got off to a good start, frustrating him, letting Jacob Shelton do most of the damage, but Paul wasn't going to be denied letting his name known in that second game. How much can Buchanan put a stop to him is going to be the question here going forward. Samarin sends it over. Ochino with a quick left hand, catching the Bears off guard. And Ochino, that's his 3rd point with that maneuver. Nifty little maneuver it is.
And Coach John Jay shouting instructions to his squad on the court.
Samarin digs. Good play by Weichman just to get it back. That has to be sent over. Ochino down to Paul. Fires, finds an open spot on the floor, and it's 2-0 quick, just like that for Clovis.
Man, Jason, Paul is deadly with both hands, either left or right. It doesn't really matter.
He's now showing off the repertoire. He's had a couple good touch balls over the net and some missiles, as that one was right there by Merchant, but saved by Jer Lee. Now Wesley Arnold, but saved by Merchant. Back into the net, and Clovis, the first 3 points of the set.
So for the first time, Buchanan showing a little frustration at the net. Unlike the champion, but this kind of match will bring out the emotions on both sides of the net.
Absolutely. It's Jer Lee. That somehow got through the wall. Lee dug it out. Samarin saves it off his chest. Solano tries to fire it back over the net, but it goes into the net. Point to Buchanan, and they are on the board. Serve saved by Lee. And here comes Connor Myers with the point for Clovis. 4-1 the lead. Rohit Paul on the serve. Saved by Merchant. Arnold sends it over. Ochino saves it. Clovis just has to get it over. There it is. Samarin. Weichman. Arnold off the deflection, and it goes off of Solano and Riley. And Buchanan gets their second point. Merchant with a lazy serve over the net. Here comes Riley. No, that was Solano, excuse me. Point for the Cougars, and it's 5-2.
A little bit of miscommunication on the Buchanan side. They were looking at each other, looking who was going to take that shot, but they couldn't find a player who could do it.
Cody Drake, excuse me, on the serve. High into the air, almost hits the ceiling. Kim steps in front of Samarin, saves it, but he saves it right to the Cougars, and Jacob Shelton is able to get an easy point. So a little bit of miscommunication and an unforced error on the Bears on that side, and now 6-2. Drake in a second serve. Samarin gets it this time. Weichman to Van Loon. Riley gets a hand on it. Merchant's got to send it over. Paul sets. Chino. And that is in, out, nope, wide. They say wide of the line. Point to the Bears.
Well, a little bit too much mustard on that one. Sometimes less is more. I mean, in this kind of game where it's tight, you need to have more focus and a little more focus on where you're going to place that shot.
Samarin just gets that over the net. Ochino. Shelton with a nice left hand. And he gets it to drop. 7-3 Cougars. Rocking here in the third set. As the Buchanan cheerleaders try to give their boys a little bit of encouragement. And a little discussion between the side judge and Coach Jay of the Bears. Folks, thanks again for joining us. If you've joined us late, Clovis took the first set 25-22, but then Buchanan came back to steal the second set 25-23. And we are locked at one here in this early going of set 3, where Clovis is off to a fast start.
So now the official is going to the scorer's table. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an illegal substitution or pointing at Samarin, and he was much of the talk of that conversation, it looked like. Nonetheless, we are ready for action. As Willie Glenn serves it, Samarin will dig it out. Weichman, Van Loon, blocked by Riley. But they're saying it went out, so it's going to be point to Buchanan. Well done by Van Loon.
So once again, we have a really tight set here.
Right after that, Van Loon will take a seat. Mitchell Sales on the serve. Bad set by Lee. He set it over the net. And Buchanan able to take advantage. 7-5, Clovis. Paul lets it go, and it is just a bit long. And Clovis tallies up another point. That time, a good decision by Paul and Clovis to let it go. Riley on the serve now. Riley hits the top of the net, and an unforced error.
So maybe a little bit of fatigue is setting in a little bit, but they still got a long way to go. It's going to be a battle of wills here near the end.
About halfway through this match here. Ochino sets, and Shelton slams it down. And they're going to say wide. Much to the frustration and disappointment of Shelton. Point to Buchanan.
Yeah, that was hard to understand, but score is 8-7 in favor of Clovis.
Judge was right on it. Throw eat Paul, but blocked by Weichman.
And here come the Bears.
Bears a little bit of a run. Weichman and the defense playing a big part in that play. Kim gets it over. It's going to be set by Ochino. Back to Paul from the left side. Right side, excuse me. Dug out by Samarin. This will be Kim. And it's going to go wide. And point to Clovis. Kim had to get it around 3 Clovis Cougar defenders at the net. No choice but to go wide.
So here's Gurley. Expect one of those low-lying serves right over the net. And true to form, there he is. But this time Buchanan serves it, returns it rather.
The knuckler, but however, Gannon Castle fires one over the net. Point for Buchanan. As Glenn Castle takes a seat. There's been a big point for the Bears in this game. Samarin with the serve, hits the net, just gets it over. Ochino sets it for Riley. Saved by the Bears. Off the ceiling. It kind of confused Weichman. Kim's got to give it over. Ochino now to Paul. Paul fires it through the arms of Arnold. And a point for the Cougars.
And he's got quite a fan club over there on the Clovis student body side. You see a lot of people wearing number 3 for Reed Paul. No doubt crowd favorite there for the Cougars.
A lot of the student section wearing the number 3 today. Here's Weichman with a set from his knees. Merchant's got to get it over. Lee will set it for Paul. Blocked by Arnold. And just in play, point to Clovis. 11-9 the score. As Ochino gets ready to serve. They let it go, and it is wide by at least a foot. 11-10. Back and forth we go here in the third set. Coach Jay looks like he wants to switch up things at the front of the net. Lee, Ochino, it'll be Solano, saved by the Bears. Merchant neglects to take it over, but Long, just a bit too much on that one. Point to the Cougars. Paul with the serve, dug out by Samarin. Here comes Merchant.
Oh,
off of Lee.
Too hot to handle for Lee. Tried to dig it out, but went off his hands off into the crowd.
Tough to handle. Merchant with a bullet. And Clovis with a 1-point lead. Merchant the serve, Lee, dig, Ochino the set. Here comes Riley. Great dig by Merchant. Here comes Kim. Off of Solano. And it'll come back to Paul with a little one-touch.
What a rally.
Well. Here comes Kim. And it's blocked by Myers, but not on the right side of the net. Tied up at 12 we are. Point to the Bears.
Back and forth. It's really gonna come down to the very end. Who's gonna make the fewer errors? And those serves will be critical.
Great kill by Connor Myers. No Bears in the area. Connor Myers with a ferocious kill that puts the Clovis Cougars back on top as Cody Drake gets ready to serve. This time 3 Bears on the back line. It is Samarin who digs it from the floor, but he digs it right to Jacob Shelton.
Jacob Shelton with maybe the shot of the match so far.
That is a gift-wrapped point to Jacob Shelton as he says thank you to Samarin. And Drake not happy with that serve. Gonna retry. He sends that ball up to the ceiling. Gonna be pretty good and focused on it. Here he goes. Better attempt that time. Weichman will set it to Van Loon. Van Loon with a good touch, but it's just a bit wide. Point to the Cougars. They've now opened up a 3-point advantage.
I think so far, Jason, I don't think either team has had more than a 5-point lead in either set. So it's been one of those kind of match, that kind of match.
I think you're right, Mark. I think our biggest lead of the day has been 5. And a timeout for Buchanan and John Jay, as we would like to talk things over.
Play on Sports will have live coverage of the Central Section Track and Field Finals tomorrow, Saturday, May 18th, starting at 4 p.m. And the coverage continues next week with coverage of the Section Softball and Baseball Championships Tuesday through Friday. Check the Play on Sports broadcast schedule page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the Central Section and beyond. The Spring Championships are here only on PlayOnSports.com.
What great action we have seen here tonight, Mark.
And I think this is the quietest it's been so far in this gym.
I think you're right.
It's been a madhouse from the very beginning, Jason. And they love their volleyball in Clovis, California.
This place is completely packed. Fans are even sitting in the stairwells. Standing room only here in the Clovis High Gym. As we are now set to go, Cody Drake will serve us up. And that one just a bit wide. And point to the Bears. And I was about to say that one might have been his highest serve yet.
That one was on its way to Visalia, I think.
And since the Bears take the point, they will take the serve. Alex Wood will send it over the net. Lee Chino to Myers. And Myers finds the floor, point to the Cougars. That was well drawn up.
So you look at the contrasting styles between both coaches, Jason, between John Jay for Buchanan and Richard Lake for Clovis. So John Jay is continually standing up, and I think Richard Lake is always sitting down. So different coaching styles.
Everybody's different how nervous you can get, Mark. How you go about it. Jacob Shelton is going to get credit for the point on that one as he sent it down off of Weichman's back. And the Cougars have now opened up a 4-point advantage. Willie Glenn sends that one into the net. And Buchanan closes back to within 3. Yeah, you're right, Mark. I haven't seen Coach Jay sit down very much in this match.
he's definitely a hands-on coach. And maybe that's kind of reflects in a way that this match started out, Jason. You had John Jay as the coach, of course, and his team came out at the beginning of the final very excited, a lot of adrenaline, very excitable team. While, the coach for the Cougars, Richard Lake, was more of a laid-back and more of a focused, methodical type of coach. And that's the way the team has played. I think the Cougars have shown a lot of unity as they played more of a finesse game as compared to what the Buchanan Bears have played as more of a power game.
Absolutely. Buchanan won those last 2 points. Mitchell Sales with an ace. And then a kill right there from Weichman. And Buchanan is now closed to within 1 as we've had a second timeout here in this third set. And every set has been back and forth, neither team getting that big of an advantage. And this is going to be another one that's coming down to the wire. Coaches and players have talked it over. Mitchell Sales will send it over, just gets it over, hits the net. Ochino to Riley. And it's going to be point to the Buchanan Bears.
And we're back being tied up here in the second set. This is going to be the critical set in this third set.
And not a good set by Jer Lee, and that's another point for Buchanan. So a foul and then an unforced error on Clovis has Buchanan in the lead. 4 straight points by the Bears. We could have let that one go, but he decides to dig it out. Bears will go now. Kim blocked by Shelton. And we're tied back up at 18.
And Luke Ochino also in on the assist with Shelton, showing some great teamwork, almost going up simultaneously with Shelton on just a really effective block there at the net.
You got to time your jumps, and that takes skill, folks. Merchant just over the net, dug out by Riley. Great dig, and he'll send it over the net. But too low, Castle and Weichman.
And now Rohit Paul has appealed to the referee, saying the ball hit the net. And they've taken the point away from Buchanan on the call. And you got Coach John Jay now arguing that, calling now Samarin over to talk about it.
Unbelievable. The appeal works. That looked like a legit block to me from here, Mark. I'm not sure what the appeal...
Yeah. At the end of the play, I just saw Rohit Paul for Clovis argue the point with the referee, and he changed the call.
It was a return by Riley from about midcourt. He sent it low. Buchanan arguing the call. And then the point will be taken off the board. So Clovis still up one. Riley on the serve. Samarin. Weichman tried to send it over, but Rohit Paul blocks it. And Clovis high, as they've been all 3 sets, Mark. First to 20, and ahead by a couple points at this stage. Buchanan fought back last set, however. Riley the serve. Samarin over to Weichman. Castle blocked by Shelton and Paul. Paul fires it, but dug out by Samarin, but nobody else got it for Buchanan.
Unbelievable.
And Buchanan again arguing another call from the head judge. 21-18 Clovis.
And Jason, sometimes you just have to let those calls go, because if you spend too much time arguing, that takes away from your game.
Absolutely. Kim into the net, point to Clovis.
And now Clovis in the driver's seat to take this 3rd set and be up 1 set.
And John Jay wants to talk it over, and I think that's a great use of a timeout. A couple things not going Buchanan's way.
Play On Sports is on Facebook. Sorry, Jason. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
What an end to the 3rd set we've got in store. Buchanan up 4. We were just tied at 17 a moment ago. Clovis reeled off a 5-1 push. A couple of arguable calls. A point taken off the board for Buchanan. And it is 22-18 with Ridge Riley, senior captain, ready to serve it away. Merchant the dig. Weichman save. Back to Merchant. Merchant just a 1-touch over. Ochino with a nice left hand. In play. It counts 23-18. The Cougars.
He looked like he had that spot on the court all set up, Jason. Just put it where they weren't there, and he just slammed it home.
That little left hand where he seems to just grab the ball and push it down has worked quite often tonight. Kim sets. Sales just has to get it over. Jurley sets it. Ochino, that left hand again. Back-to-back left hands by Lucas Ochino. And Clovis is 1 point away from a stranglehold on this Division I final. Fans on their feet. Riley, Samarin, Buchanan trying to save it off. They don't. Castle into Shelton and Paul, and the Clovis Cougars have taken set 2. Or have they? No, they have not.
No, he's giving the point to Buchanan.
All right, they call it a foul on Clovis. Point to Buchanan. 24-19 it is. Paul.
And Rohit Paul trying to get that last point.
Samarin, nice save from his lead.
And unbelievable.
What a diving save.
Shoestring.
Willie Glenn.
We got a rally, Jason.
Merchant.
Unbelievable.
Too far. Clovis has it and the point. And the set. Merchant just a bit too strong. Boy, everybody giving it everything they've got. Bodies hitting the floor, and Clovis has taken an advantage. And they now take the 2nd set, 25-19, and a 2-1 advantage. One more set victory, and they will be the champs. Folks, this team switch sides again. We will take a short break. Thanks for being with us here on PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're going to try to dictate to you what you're going to do on both offense and defense. We're going to come at you.
One shot at this.
But now it's time to put the hats on and go get some work done.
So they're all going to look to make a statement early.
And we are back here on the Clovis High campus at the Clovis High gym, where we just saw Clovis take advantage of this Division I boys final. Now up 2-1 in the race to 3. So Clovis is 25 points away, Mark.
Jason, Buchanan, the defending Central Section champions 2 years running now have their proverbial backs to the wall. They cannot lose any more sets. They would relinquish their title to the Clovis Cougars, who also want payback for that last loss to the Buchanan Bears on their own very own home court here. So nothing would be sweeter than taking the title from their crosstown rival, the Buchanan Bears. So Buchanan has to somehow figure out how to bring back their defensive prowess, especially at the net. And also, it seems that Clovis are being able to, they're able to bring down those balls onto the court without any Buchanan defender in the spot.
Ridge Riley on the serve to get us underway. Blocked at the net was Merchant as he goes again for the second time and blocked again. Well played by the Cougar defense. Rohit Paul deflected. Kim cannot save it. Point to the Cougars, and they are up first, 24 points away.
And Rohit Paul once again showing the leadership and the player that he is, that they all talk about here in the Central Section so far. Gets one of my votes for player of the game if the Cougars can pull this match out.
And David Weichman with a nice little set touch there that goes off a couple of Cougar defenders, unable to get it. So we are tied at 1. And you're right, Mark. Rohit Paul was quoted as saying earlier this week that he wanted revenge. He wanted payback for that April 30th match at Buchanan. As Merchant tries to get it over, and it is point for Buchanan.
So now every serve, every play is very important for the Bears.
Just over the net, Lee diving. Rohit Paul blocked by Colin Van Loon.
And now you've got Coach John Jay up on the court again, once again showing his fiery side, encouraging his team to show the champion at heart that they have been for the last 2 years.
You're right, John Jay was on the court. Nice save by Weichman. Great touch by Paul. Shelton Couldn't get it over. Puts it into the net. Saved well by Ochino. Reset now. The Bears come. That was Merchant. And here's Paul again. Weichman off of his arms saves it. The Bears, and we got a nice rally going. Shelton off of Arnold. Point to the Cougars.
Once again, Jacob Shelton. I like Gurley's serves, though. He's got that low-flying serve right over the net.
Kim with the dig. Arnold, and that is in. Buchanan with the point. A 2-point advantage for the Bears. And you could feel the sense of urgency amongst the Buchanan players now. Lee, Ochino, Paul fires a missile for a point. Nice kill, Rohit Paul. And once again, John Jay on the court giving Van Loon instruction.
And you know what the amazing thing about Rohit Paul, Jason, is that he's coming back for another year, so he's going to be super next year as well.
Right. They're going to have to deal with him next year. Saved by Lee. Ochino falls down, sets it. Riley's got to get it over. And here comes Van Loon with a missile that Riley can't handle. And the Bears up 5-3.
Now, Coach Richard Lake is getting into the act. He's not to be outdone by Coach John Jay for the Bears. He gets up out of his seat. And both coaches now, this is a critical set right here. I mean, there's no question.
This is make or break time right here. Ball just gets over the net. Paul's got to go on all fours. Solano gets it over. Saved by Merchant. Weichman now to Van Loon. Lee with a nice dig. And Riley with a tough serve. I'm not sure what Rohit Paul was thinking.
And I couldn't believe that. Rohit Paul is right there. That's the first time I ever see him make a mistake in this match, Jason. He's just been remarkable except for that one moment.
Gurley digs it out. Ochino over to Paul. Paul blocked on his own side of the net. Point to Buchanan.
Sojin Kim on the block. Not afraid of Rohit Paul on that side of the net.
Now they're going to say point to Clovis. Fooled me a little bit. I thought that was a good block by Buchanan.
Yeah, me too. I was mistaken on that. So they're showing a 7-4 lead now for Buchanan.
Yeah, they took that point. They finally took that point off. That kind of fooled everybody. And here comes Solano, blocked by Castle. Gannon, Castle with a nice play at the net. His net play tonight has been tremendous.
Yeah, he's showing once again, Jason, how he dominated that first and now coming through here in the critical fourth set.
And another timeout.
You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And the Buchanan student section is hazing the huddle of the Clovis Cougars right now. Letting them hear it. As the Buchanan Bears are out front 8-4 here in the fourth set.
And they know what's at stake, Jason. They need to close out the set, to somehow win the set, to continue to be champions of the Central section.
If Buchanan wants to three-peat, they've got to win this set. Riley deflected. Well blocked by Weichman and Van Loon. Castle. And Cougars don't know who wants to get it over the net. They finally do as a community. Castle working at it, and he gets it over.
Oh!
Save!
Oh!
And they couldn't do it a third time. Point to the Bears. Almost a tremendous team effort by the Clovis Cougars. Buchanan now up 9-4. We've matched our biggest lead of the night. Lee digs, set. Now Myers, and it is point to Clovis, deflected off Buchanan. 9-5. And Clovis needed a point there. Cody Drake set to serve away. Jura Lee takes a seat. And Cody Drake sends it into the net. Not a good time to do that. 10-5. Serve now to Buchanan. Sojin Kim brings it over. Lee back in. Quick break. Shelton over the net. Saved nicely by Mitchell Sales. Merchant. And it's blocked by Shelton and Myers. Point for the Cougars.
Now, it's got to be Buchanan with all the pressure now because Clovis can play more freely. They have everything on their side now, even though they're behind in this set. But they know that they can close out. They can finally shut the door on Buchanan in this set.
Willie Glenn faults on the first serve. Buchanan student section really letting him have it. Samarin saves it. Here comes Van Loon. And the point, that was Castle. Gannon Castle with the kill, and it's 11-6. Ball game back to 5 is the lead. Tensions growing ever so high here in the Clovis gym. Riley the save. Ochino over to Shelton. Deflected off of White Merchant. And there's Wesley Arnold. Another point Buchanan, and they are owning this fourth set. The biggest lead of the night at 6.
Sometimes a team can react better, more aggressively when their backs are behind the wall. It does give you something to fight for. And they're showing it right now in this fourth set.
Jacob Shelton, a left-handed one-touch, but Mitchell Sales saves it. Paul saves it. Tough one to get over the net. Buchanan now in favor. And we're going to get a point for Clovis as Buchanan airs. And the lead back to 5. 12-7. Buchanan getting even louder. Kim the save. Weichman sets from a knee. And deflected point for Buchanan as Coach Richard Lake sends the ball across the gym. He's unhappy. 13-7. And Buchanan not going into the night quietly. Ochino over to Paul. Paul a missile, and that was tough to save. Kim gave a good effort. Rohit Paul with a missile, and it's now 13-8.
There's Gura Lee with this unique serve coming up. And once again, you got Rohit Paul in the middle blocker position.
Paul adjusted the shot, but Clovis gets it okay. Paul couldn't get the best serve attempt on that one. Merchant blocked by Ochino. He lets out a roar. Much to the delight of the Clovis fans, 13-9.
And now Clovis within 4 points of the Buchanan Bears.
And now Coach Jay, and that's the one side official that has been handling most of the discussions tonight. And we've got another one. Coach Jay saw something he wanted to bring to the officials' attention. It is Captain Aaron Samarin talking with the head judge. Score remains the same. Not entirely sure what that was about. Both student sections getting loud. Samarin, Stiggs, set Weichman. Here comes Van Loon.
Here's Paul.
And a great block by Van Loon. And I want to point this out, Mark. Van Loon struck it on the right side, hustled over to the left side to get there in position to block that ball. Point for Buchanan, 14-9.
And they had like 3 players on Paul's shot. They weren't going to let that through.
Ochino tries to right-hand it, sneak it over. Won't work. And there's a fire from Lake Merchant. 15-9, lead back at 6. Buchanan 10 points away from getting this to the tiebreaker. And now he will serve it away. Oh, a little miscommunication by Riley and Solano, but it actually ends up in Clovis's favor. You don't see that much. Rohit Paul benefits. And point to the Cougars.
So coming into the game for Clovis High is Connor Myers. And he replaces Willie Glenn.
Myers has played some good defense thus far tonight. Wesley Arnold with a great kill. Rohit Paul wasn't there to help with the backup. And Buchanan now 16, Clovis 10.
So you can tell, right, by the body language for Buchanan, a little more up-tempo. They're a little more fired up. Right now, Clovis seems just to be hanging on in this 4th set.
Patrick Gassman, sophomore, comes in for Buchanan. He's seen limited action tonight. Rohit Paul gets it over, deflected. Here's Castle, just a bit too far. It was a nice idea. Execution not there, 16-11. And Gassman came in for one quick point, and he retreats back to the bench. Paul on the serve. And miscommunication between Kim and Merchant, and point to the Cougars. Paul on the serve. Samara in a diving dig. Nice play. Castled and a bit too far again.
Oh.
Kid is built like a tank. He's had a little bit of extra muscle on the last 2 shots. 16-13 now. Clovis has closed the gap. Weichman the set. Here comes Van Loon. Deflected off of Solano and Riley. Point to the Bears.
Coach John Shea constantly encouraging his players, giving instructions. He knows what this means, this set means. Can they continue to be kings of the Central section?
History on the line here. Samarin can't handle the dig. Point to the Clovis Cougars. (17-14) now.
And even if the Cougars lose this set, Jason, they still know that they got another set to recover. It's all on Buchanan now.
Absolutely. High serve. And Cody Drake did not like it. He will try it again. The Buchanan student section giving it to him now.
They've been our rambunctious group there.
Castle with a nice set. And that was all set up by Weichman. Perfect top of the jump kill by Gannon Castle. 18-14. Buchanan regains serve. It'll be Kim. It's dug out by Lee. Ochino. Here comes Shelton.
Oh.
Finds an open spot on the floor. Clovis back within 3. Willie Glenn on the serve. Sends it over. Samarin. And a nice play by Weichman. Clovis not ready for it. 19-15. Buchanan with the advantage. For the first time today, Mark, they've had the advantage here late in the set. See how they handle it. Samarin over the net to Riley. Ochino, it'll be Riley again from the left side. In play. Point to Clovis, 19-16.
There's Rich Riley on that nice shot in the left rear corner. Nice shot. No chance of a return.
Riley on the serve now.
Oh, that's out.
Willie Glenn did his best to save it, but it goes out of bounds. Point to Buchanan. Buchanan first to 20. 5 points away from getting to the fifth and final tie-breaking set. And it shouldn't happen any other way, Mark. Lee with the set. Ochino. It'll be Paul with the little
what a dig.
sneaker over there. Can't get it. Van Loon. Point to the Bears as it goes off Shelton. 21-16 and a timeout, Clovis.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Thanks again for tuning in with us, folks. I am Jason Phillips alongside Mark Espinoza. And if you've joined us late, we are in the fourth set. Late in the fourth set, Clovis took the first, Buchanan took the second, Clovis took the third, Buchanan looking to take this one. So back and forth as it can go. And it has been that kind of a game here tonight. Really every set really only different by a few points. Just a bounce of a ball here and there.
Yeah, there's no surprising. There's no surprises for either team. They play each other all the time. They both of their campuses are in the same city. They play each other all the time, and they tied each other for the first place in the Tri-River Conference.
That's right. This is the third time these two teams have met. Paul blocked, but saved by Lee. Paul will try it again. Gets it past the wall, but played well by Buchanan. Saved by Glenn. Ochino now. Here's Riley. And off of Wesley
nice
Arnold
shot
for the point. 21-17 goes the Buchanan lead.
Well, there's one thing for sure, Jason. I know that Clovis is definitely going to make Buchanan earn this set if they're going to win it. And they ain't going to lie down.
There's going to be a fiery attack coming from Clovis here. Kim the dig, Weichman, Merchant, blocked by Paul.
That was a beautiful block. Great position at the left front position at the net for Paul.
Putting those long arms to good use. Timed that perfectly, 21-18 Buchanan. And this will be Merchant. Off of Ochino, 22-18. Buchanan just 3 points away from sending this to the fifth and final tie-breaking set.
And they're going to be, if they can hold on here, Jason, Buchanan will stay the champion through another set.
Arnold with a nice save, and it's just out. Boy, that was going to be one of those bounces I just talked about, Mark, off of Arnold's elbow, and it nearly fell in. But it's point to Clovis. Well, a little 2-point swing that was. 22-19. Ochino the serve. Terrible dig. Mitchell Sales. Excuse me, that was Merchant, actually.
Now, this is really interesting now. We got the two teams only separated by 2 points. As now there's a timeout on the court.
2 straight points by the Cougars as John Jay calling a timeout. And John Jay realizes how important this is right now. It's not how you want to end the night, giving your rival the win, but also blowing a 4-point lead in the final crucial minutes.
Yeah, it's something that Clovis has to keep their pedal to the metal, so to speak, and put the pressure on Buchanan. They have everything to lose here. Not only do they have the set to lose, but they have their championship to lose. So they've got all the pressure. Clovis can play loose. They can put the pressure on Buchanan, and they know if they blow this fourth set, they got another set to lean on. Okay, but Buchanan, their backs are to the wall.
Buchanan has the title to defend. Clovis wants that title. And here we go. Fans rise to their feet. Lucas Ochino will serve it up. Dug out by Samara and Weichman. Van Loon, point to Buchanan. Good effort on the defensive side. But Buchanan now just 2 points away.
And the serve.
It'll be Alex Wood. Over the net to Lee, Ochino to Paul. And that's good offense, Mark.
And they returned. No, it was point to Clovis.
I thought it hit the ground, what they were waiting on.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a pause there.
Point to Clovis.
But I thought it hit the ground. So.
Lee to Ochino to Paul, and that's what works. 23-21. Paul with the serve. Buchanan will set it. Weichman to Van Loon.
Oh.
And it's in play off of Clovis. 24-21. The Buchanan side gets to their feet.
And now they can breathe just a little bit. Buchanan now with a shot here to continue as champion. Going into that fifth and final deciding set.
Could cut the tension with a knife. Ochino, it's into the wall goes Myers. Point set to Buchanan. We are tied at 2. And we are going to the fifth and final set. Tied at 2. So, both teams back and forth. We go. We are going to take a short break to think about what we've got in store for us coming here pretty quick, folks. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We will be right back here, tied at 2. And welcome back to the raucous environment that we have here at the Clovis Gym on the campus of Clovis High School. I am Jason Phillips alongside Mark Espinoza, bringing you all the action here live on PlayOnSports.com. And Mark, you can get a sense of the anticipation. Get ready for this final set. This place is pretty cool right now, I gotta say.
And this is what they call the championship set here, Jason.
Right.
This is for the championship of boys volleyball in the Central section. Two of the top teams in the Central section to boot. Number 1, Clovis, and the 2-time defending second seed Buchanan Bears for all the marbles. And this match has lived up to its billing as we go into this final and deciding set.
Each team has won 2 in a battle of heavyweights. It has gone back and forth like you'd expect. Merchant gets us started, and Buchanan on first. The ankle seems to be holding up throughout this contest, and the Bears draw first blood. Clovis High on their feet. Shelton, nice one-hand touch, but saved by Samarin. Here comes Van Loon off of Ochino. And the Bears, the early advantage. All the Bears fired up. David Weichman will serve it. He's fired up. Riley to Ochino to Paul. Paul from the left side, right side, excuse me. Into the net was Merchant. Buchanan does a good job just to get it over. Ochino to Jacob Shelton. And Mr. Everything Jacob Shelton gets Clovis on the board. As he takes an immediate seat right after that. Here's your boy Jer Lee, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Jer Lee on the serve.
Yeah, he's probably the shortest player on the court, but that serve that he has certainly is kind of like a knuckleball you might see in baseball, just low flying right over the net. Has a way of putting a little English on the ball when it comes over the net.
There it is. Samarin gets it. Job well done. Set by Clovis. Here comes Ridge Riley, but saved well by Weichman. Merchant from the left side. Just too wide, and the point to Clovis. Tied up at 2.
What's going to be important here, Jason, in this set is if a team wants to put the pressure, it needs to score the early points and get a lead. Because if it comes down to the end, where one play will make the difference, you don't want to be in that situation.
And big players step up at big times. Lake Merchant with a kill. Sends a missile to the middle of the floor. Buchanan leads 3-2. Everybody on their feet here in the gym. Rohit Paul.
Rohit Paul. Mr. Cougar. And his fans in the Clovis student body go wild.
Rohit on fire. 3-3 is our score now. Served by Ochino. Kim Digg. Weichman to Arnold. Saved by Ochino. Here comes Paul again. Ooh, that might have been long, but Merchant dug it out anyway. Clovis was set. Paul from the right side. Blocked, but out of bounds. Point to the Cougars. And the Cougars now lead by 1. Remember, this set only goes to 15. Every point huge. Coach Jay encouraging his kids. Ochino over the net. Samarin to Weichman to Van Loon.
Oh.
And that was looked like Connor Meyer. Nope, Ridge Riley trying to help dig it out. Could not, and we are tied at 4.
John Jay adjusting his strategy at the net with some of his frontline players. And as we
Paul
play at the net.
Sent back by Gassman and Castle, but point to Clovis.
Unbelievable.
Bears a little frustrated, thought they had that one. The try was no good on the part of the Bears. Gassman, who has come in for just a couple seconds each time, now goes back. Quick rotations. Rohit Paul on the serve. Clovis by 1. And a tough set there that went into the net. Gassel sends it in, but dug out. Weichman to Merchant, dug out by Lee. Someone's got to get it. Riley, Ochino's got to just get it over. And that one again served right into the net. And Myers, and that's going to be a foul. Point to Buchanan. No, point to Clovis.
It looked like it hit the net there and went back. but they award the point to Clovis.
And timeout Buchanan. 6-4 is the lead.
And while we have a timeout on the court, stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Folks, I remind you to stick around. We do have our player of the game coming up right after this is over. And we have still yet to determine who exactly that is. Everybody has played a critical part in their team's success thus far. Although Clovis is only 9 points away from dethroning their crosstown rivals. Served by Rohit Paul. Didn't like it, and he will try it again. 3 Bears along the back line. Await the serve, and it will be Merchant. Set by Weichman. Van Loon, who has been taking on the killing duties as of late. And that goes in. Point to Clovis. Kim let it go.
Oh.
And a huge, huge mistake.
Mental error, I think, on that one by Kim.
Clovis leads by 3. All with the serve. Samarin serves it right to Ridgely. And Ridge Riley. And a bad serve, and now it's unraveling for the Bears. The lead to 4.
Can the Bears hold on here? They need to step up their game if they want to come back, and this is the set that made them great champions over the last 2 years. They need to regroup and play a better defensive game if they want to continue.
Kim the set. Weichman to Van Loon. Blocked by Riley and Solano, and this time Van Loon gets it over. Solano and Riley can't do it twice. 8-5, big point for Buchanan. Needed to stop the bleeding. And Van Loon and Gannon Castle have now taken over the outside hitting duties, as Van Loon will actually now take a seat. Mitchell Sales with the serve. Lee to Ochino to Riley. Blocked. But it is a point for Clovis. 9-5.
And coming in for Clovis is Cody Drake.
It'll be Drake on the serve. Hits the net, confuses Sales, but he regroups. Kim now. One touch, saved easily by Ochino. This will be Paul. Blocked, but saved by Ochino and Paul.
Do you believe it?
And
what
again,
a rally.
Saved by Ochino.
Oh,
what a rally we've got. Blocked again.
Unbelievable. This is a huge point right here, folks. Huge.
Nobody wants to lose this one. Kim over, and it's in play. Kim finds an open spot on the floor. 9-6. The Bears inch back. A ferocious rally that was. Lucas Ochino had a couple of nice reaction digs as Kim sends that over the floor. Lee to Ochino to Shelton, but Merchant with a nice save. Ochino now to Riley. Blocked by Castle, and Weichman point to Buchanan. Lennon Castle lets out a huge roar. 9-7. Lee to Ochino to Shelton. Jacob Shelton all day long.
The Clovis Cougars.
10-7 go the Cougars. 5 points away from their first championship in 7 years. Served by, looks like Glenn, or Drake, actually. Knows Glenn. Glenn sets, here's Paul. Too long, point to Buchanan, 10-8.
And there's no fight that Buchanan won't fight. They are giving everything they have. They are a true warrior, a champion for the Central section, but they need to get 2 more points to tie this set up.
Ochino to Riley. Blocked. Saved by Ochino somehow.
Unbelievable.
And then off the sails.
Clovis. The heart of a champion.
Buchanan not happy, letting the official know about it. 11-8 is the score. And there's been quite a few contested calls tonight. 4 points away are the Cougars. As Rich Riley ready for the serve. 11-8. The Cougars lead.
And now John Jay is discussing something with the ref. He's probably explaining that last point.
Well, Samarin let his frustration be known. He turned around and immediately yelled at the side judge. Riley now over the net. Weichman back to Merchant. Blocked. And a kick save, but no good. Point for Clovis. 12-8. 3 points away.
Could this be the end of the Buchanan dynasty? The Cougars on the verge of history.
Riley the serve. Samarin the save. Dig. Weichman to Merchant. Merchant a little one-touch. Played well by Clovis. Ochino elected to hit it over. Early, diving save. Merchant now, saved by Riley. Ochino to Paul. Paul, I think he got off his hand a little bit. Frantic pace here.
Unbelievable.
Ochino
Another
saves
huge
it.
point.
Wesley Arnold the kill.
Buchanan.
12-9. And Buchanan inches closer to within 3. What action we've seen here tonight, Mark.
And nobody has gone home.
Everybody standing. Not a person sitting down. Except for the coaches.
And now it's the Clovis student body showing their support, standing, cheering, waving their pom-poms.
That's right, it's their turn.
And for Buchanan's side, it's tense. But they are the defending champions, and we have a timeout on the court. Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
12-9, the Cougars lead. And a wild finish we are in store for. It's been a long journey to get back to this point for Richard Lake and the Cougars. It's been 7 years. And he's 3 points away from knocking off the Buchanan Bears. It'll be Buchanan's serve, and it'll be David Weichman. Lee, Ochino, and it'll be Paul from the right side. Blocked by Van Loon. Off from Clovis. Point to Buchanan and hold the phone.
And with that shot, Buchanan is like saying, hey, don't go anywhere yet, folks. We're still here.
It's not over yet. Weichman the save. Riley, Ochino, Shelton. Blocked by Wesley Arnold. And the Buchanan players showing their emotion. How bad do they want it, Mark? 12-11, and now it's anybody's game. Down to the final point. It'll be Paul. Kill. (13-11).
And now Coach Richard Lake is on the court. Hands on his hips.
Both coaches standing now. You almost have to be. Kim, dig, Weichman, Arnold, off of Solano.
Oh my!
Richard Lake didn't like it. 13-12. You have to win by 2.
And you gotta love what they're playing here tonight.
Set by Riley Ochino. It'll be Paul. Blocked by Van Loon. Paul again. Off of Samarin. 14-12. And the Clovis section goes wild.
And now we're down to match point.
It's do or die, Buchanan.
The Central section.
It'll be Lucas Ochino. Samarin, Weichman, Van Loon. Dug out nicely. But Kim is there! Rohit Paul is going to appeal, but not going to work. Sojin Kim with a nice
I wish they could play on for the rest of the night, Jason. I mean, this is too good to turn away from. This is everything you want in a volleyball game.
Unfortunately, it does have to finish. I agree. 14-13, Alex Wood on the serve. And they're going to allow a substitution. It'll be Gassman for Kim. Size for ball handling.
And Gassman is the tallest player on the court at 6'9", so they definitely have the front net presence.
Here we go, Alex Wood. Lee, Ochino, Paul, blocked, Castle and Gassman, we are tied at 14. And Buchanan wouldn't let it go.
And we have a whole lot of commotion in Clovis.
The lid is about to be blown off of this gym. Wood, the serve. Lee, Ochino, Paul. To the ceiling. Saved, but not unable to be saved. Weichman gave a good effort. Clovis, now match point. And the substitution will come back. Kim for Gassman. Jay playing a bit of strategy at this point. It'll be Paul on the serve. Buchanan trying to fire up their fans.
And how fitting for Rohit Paul to do the final serve, maybe for the title.
Clovis fans holding up the 3. Weichman, Van Loon. Dug out by Ochino. Oh, and it goes on the wrong side of the net. Just a matter of inches.
Yes.
And we are tied again.
I love it.
Crazy, Mark. It was dug so far. Clovis ought to let it go over the net, but it just fell short. And it'll be Mitchell Sales. Lee, Ochino, Solano, dug out well. Castle, dug out well by Ochino. Weichman, Kim this time. And it's the net point to Clovis.
One more time, Jason. One more time.
We'll do it again. Advantage Clovis. This is now the 3rd straight opportunity where we've been at deuce. Clovis has had the advantage. Buchanan living on the edge.
And now we have Gary Vang in the game for the Cougars.
Gary Vang hasn't been in the game too much tonight, if at all, if I recollect. Serve, Kim, Weichman. It'll be Castle. Point to the Bears.
Oh, do you believe it?
Shelton and Riley combining to block it. And we are not in it deuce again. 16 all. Sojin Kim. Riley, Ochino, Shelton. Played easily. Castle. Too long. Point to Clovis. And again, advantage Cougars.
Coach John Jay has built a tremendous program at Buchanan, defending the championship, but this could be the end if Clovis can make this last point.
These same two teams will be pretty much in full come next year. Can't wait. A quick left-handed by Weichman. Point Buchanan. And we'll do it again.
And the champion refuses to die. They will not let it happen.
4 straight advantage possibilities when we're back tied. Buchanan has yet to get a lead in this situation. What a game match this has been, Mark.
These kids are playing a game that they'll never forget as long as they live. They'll go on to bigger games in their life, but they'll always remember this game in Clovis on a Friday night, and they should be very proud of the way they played tonight.
I think you're right, Mark. This will be talked around the campfire for pretty many years to come. Aaron Samarin will serve it. We are all tied at 17. The Buchanan student section, the Clovis student section are both riled up. Riley, Ochino, and then it'll be Shelton, but dug out by Mitchell Sales. What a save. Merchant. Point to Clovis.
And again, it goes back and forth.
Merchant into the net. And Clovis once again 1 point away. This is their 5th try at it.
And Ridge Riley will be doing the honors at the service line.
John Jay wants an explanation from the side judge.
It's been a while since the Cougars have won the Central section, but tonight they've shown a lot of heart and they've been able to come back, and they could have won this title in the 4th set, and now they're on the verge of ending the reign of the Buchanan Bears.
And a conversation by the officials at the moment. Boy, Clovis winning the 1st set, Buchanan winning the 2nd, Clovis then the 3rd, Buchanan then the 4th. It's been back and forth as you could possibly get. Neither team holding a lead larger than 6. We've now gone point for point since being knotted at 14-all. You couldn't have scripted a better finish to this game. Lake Merchant in his first full game since the ankle injury. Still out there, giving it his all.
And the story of Rohit Paul for the Clovis Cougars. The undisputed leader of the Cougar program has played about as well as you can play on both sides, defensively and offensively. And if they go on to win this title, it'll be him that they'll look to as the leader of this program going into next year, because he's only a junior.
That's right. Merchant and Paul, both juniors, both leading their clubs come next year. And after the referee discussion, they have now, I believe, rescinded the point. Yes, they have.
Oh, my. They'll be talking about this one for a while.
Well, if you remember, Merchant saved it and then hit it into the net. It hit the net and he saved it again, and the referee blew the whistle. Everything legal there. And now it is bare ball, and we are knotted at 17. Lee, Ochino, Shelton.
Oh!
Samarin can't handle it. Point to the Cougars. And right back where we were.
And let's not forget about Jacob Shelton, too. I mean, Rohit Paul has been a monster out there all over the court, but it's been Jacob Shelton, just a pillar of strength at the net tonight.
Kim, Weichman, Arnold, and Arnold will get credit for the point as that goes off the arm of Willie Glynn. And we are knotted back at 18. Weichman on the serve. The game that just doesn't want to end. Paul over 3 defenders. Rohit Paul, the section's best striker. Showing you why right there. 3 Bear defenders at the wall. He cleared them all. 19-18 Cougars.
And here we go again. The drama continues here in Clovis. And now it's up to Jura Lee.
Jura Lee will serve it. Folks, if you've been with us, you've witnessed a great one here in Clovis. Kim, Weichman, Merchant. Yes, sir. 19-19. How about that?
Now, Jason, why don't we just make an award for both of these clubs? Make them co-champions of the Central section. The way it's going, I mean, they both deserve it. No question about it.
Is there really a loser to this one? Riley Ochino, the left hand. He pulled out the bag of tricks.
Solano with a left-handed smash. And no expression. He's like nothing has happened. He's there at the net.
Lucas Ochino. Great play. He will now serve at Samarin. Clovis 1 point away from the win. No, sir! Colin Van Loon. Knotted at 20 again. Unbelievable.
And you have to take your hat off to both coaches.
Words can't describe what we're witnessing here. And what a serve! Hits the net and falls in. Sometimes it helps to be lucky, Mark. And the Bears have their first advantage. 1 point away are the Bears.
And it barely made the net.
Absolutely. I thought it was going into the net.
And that's what probably threw Clovis off. I mean, they were expecting something deeper in the court, and it just snuck in right over the net.
And if Buchanan goes on to win this right here, that's going to go down in history in the Central section as the net ball.
But sometimes when you're the champion, as long as Buchanan's been the champion, you make your own luck. Things turn out. If you're a great program like they have been for the last 2 years, and they get to this point, sometimes you just have that luck, that lady luck on your side, and things work out that way. Ultimately,
things have worked out for the Buchanan Bears to the tune of a 21-20 lead. They are 1 point away from a three-peat.
And should Clovis go on to lose this final, they'll look back at that fourth set, Jason. They'll look back at it when they had that chance to put Buchanan away. And now this.
Absolutely. Alex Wood on the serve. Now it's Clovis's turn. They're back against the wall. Paul. Off of Merchant. And we're not in again at 21.
Why not? Why not?
Well, why not? Buchanan did it for 7 straight points. How about Clovis do it for once? What a ball game. Rohit Paul on the serve.
And now both teams seem to be a little gassed, and you don't blame them at all.
Players' hands on their hips. But you know what? Right now is suck it up time.
And guess who's... there's going to be a timeout.
And a timeout.
Well, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the one we've been watching tonight? Well, why not? Tell your school to sign up to Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Folks, I'd also like to remind you that you can buy DVD copies of any game on playonsports.com. Friends or family, nieces, nephews in a game, buy the DVD. And in a game like this is almost a much purchase, Mark. I've loved to watch this game years after.
And it is a jungle, Jason. It is a jungle.
It is.
Just like the music blaring right now and the fans are on their feet. We've got that commotion in Clovis. It won't go away, folks. And we're glad you're here tonight on playonsports.com.
Rohit Paul on the serve. 3 Bears in the back line. Kim, Merchant, and Samarin. It'll be Samarin to Weichman. Castle. Off of Lee, off of Ochino.
Big point.
Great play. Bears will reset. It's Van Loon. Blocked by Solano. Weichman now sets it up. Van Loon again. One touch. Lee saves it. We've got a rally. Ochino. Riley. Too far. Point to the Bears.
Now I see why Buchanan's been champion for the last 2 years. Now I see why. They were down in the 4th set. They were down in the 5th set. And now they're on the verge of winning for the 3rd straight year the Central Section Championship.
1 point away. Ochino, Solano. What a dig. Point to Clovis. I'm going to say an error on Buchanan. And we are tied again.
Ooh. And coming in for Clovis is Jacob Shelton once again.
Mitchell Sales with an unbelievable dig, but Buchanan could not get the point.
And going out is Cody Drake for the Cougars.
Solano will sit down. Myers and Shelton along the front line for the Cougars. Weichman, Castle amongst the front line for the Bears. Gary Vang the serve. It's Kim, Weichman, Castle. Blocked! Connor Myers, we haven't said his name much, but he comes through in the clutch.
Is this it, Jason, right here? Is this what it comes down to?
Can this be it? This is it's a set to 15, Mark. We're darn near at 25.
No, Buchanan says, wait a minute here.
Gary Vang, Samarin, the focus right now, unreal. Kim, deflected, Myers saved it. Well done, Riley. Blocked! Clovis has done it! Buchanan can't believe it! They are stunned! I don't believe it. The Clovis Cougars have dethroned the Buchanan Bears. No three-peat here, folks. Clovis has done it on their own court. They have dethroned the king. Congratulations, Richard Lake, Jacob Shelton, Roe Paul, and the rest of the Cougars. What a Division I final we've had here tonight.
And for Clovis, it's been a wonderful year. They've set out not only to beat their crosstown rivals and to pay him back for that last loss to Buchanan, but they've also done something that no one thought that they could do, and that was to dethrone the defending two-time champions of the Central Section, Buchanan Bears. And let's give credit also to the Buchanan Bears of gallant effort tonight to defend their title. And they brought their student body. It seems like the whole school is here. They've got a tremendous crowd, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. But for Clovis, it's a wonderful way to end a wonderful year.
Clovis finishes the year 34-6, a tremendous job. They take the season series from Buchanan 2-1, and unfortunately, there has to be a loser in this game. Buchanan shouldn't feel like a loser, but you know, they gave it everything they got, and they gave us a great game to watch. I'd like to thank these two teams. That was one heck of an entertaining game tonight, Mark.
It really was. And I'm just glad that we were able to be here and call the game for you. It's something I'll always remember this year, this season, this volleyball season, and for the entire Central Section. This was one great example of two teams with hearts of a champion, with only one team unable or unfortunately to come out with the big prize, and it was Clovis tonight.
Central Section volleyball at its finest as Buchanan gets credited with the runner-up Division I plaque, and Clovis just got awarded with the champion plaque. Congratulations, Clovis Cougars. You are the boys' champions here in the Central Valley. Folks, stick around. We will be right back. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the player of the game. For Jason Phillips and Mark Espinoza, we're going to take a quick break. Folks, don't go anywhere. This is PlayOnSports.com. We'll be right back.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Play on Sports. I am standing here with Captain Junior Rohit Paul. Rohit, what a game. I mean, in your words, could you describe us what just went down right now?
It's a dream come true. We've been working our butts off all season, and we've had 6 a.m. workouts in the beginning of the season. We busted every hour of practice. We worked really hard this season, harder than any of my past seasons, and I'm just so glad my team gets this because they truly deserve it, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Now, earlier in the week, you were quoted as saying you wanted revenge, you wanted payback against them for beating you guys on your home court here. How sweet does this feel?
It's indescribable. This is the best feeling in the world, honestly, and I would cherish this moment forever, honestly.
Right. Take us back to the final set. You know, you guys are going point for point, battle for battle. You guys are, you have their backs against the wall. Your back's finally getting back against the wall. You're 1 point away from losing it. What's the coach telling you? What's Coach Lake telling you? What's going through your mind?
He's making us do what we do normally. It's fundamentals. He always preaches we have to have something to fall back on, fundamentals. And that's what we use to win the game. That's our fundamental volleyball. We practiced every day for these kind of moments. And now we got to showcase it in front of all these guys. So it was awesome.
Now, and get this, you're only a junior. A lot of this Buchanan team's only junior. You realize you guys have another year at this almost?
Yeah, honestly, next year will probably be the same competitive level, and I love it. I mean,
how can you not love it? Clovis Cougars' first championship in 7 years. Congratulations, Rohit. We'll let you go. Get on down there, celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you.
Folks, we'll be right back. Mark and I will recap the game. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Clovis High Gym. We just had a couple words with Rohit Paul. And Mark, what a game we witnessed. I'm still out of breath. I'm still speechless. Clovis High, first title in 7 years. Congratulations to Richard Lake. And only setting up this rivalry even that much bigger.
Yes, it's something that it's going to be looked forward to in the next several years, actually, in the Tri-River Athletic Conference between the top teams, Clovis and Buchanan. And we witnessed an epic battle, actually, when you really come down to it. Both teams putting in a lot of hard work, and unfortunately only one team could win the championship. And for Buchanan, the two-time defending champions, coming into this match and having beaten Clovis on their home court here a few weeks ago, they had to feel pretty confident. But at the end, it was Clovis who managed to pull it out. They had a chance in the fourth set to put away Buchanan, but Buchanan fought back as champions always do. And at the end, it was Clovis who was able to raise that championship banner here in Clovis, California.
And you touched on it perfectly. Buchanan showed such great poise and such experience as champions do, coming back that fourth set, coming back in that fifth set, back against the wall so many times. I mean, you can't credit this team enough for what they've done. Someone had to lose. It's heartbreaking. And, Buchanan, the dynasty's not done. They're going to be back. This almost same team's going to be back next year to fight with this same Clovis team. I can't wait for next year. If it's anything like this, that should be outstanding. Coach John Jay and his kids, all the credit to the world to him and Clovis. Just what a game. What a fantastic game here at the Clovis High Gym. That's going to do it for us in the postgame show here on PlayOnSports.com. I am Jason Phillips. Mark Espinoza doing a great job as always, and our producer and videographer Cameron and Stephanie Anderson. Folks, we're going to take a break for a while. Baseball season's coming up soon, right around the corner. We're going to take a break. Thanks for staying with us.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.